pressing the bomb button, and the bombs were going out, boom, boom, boom. So how the Twin Towers come down, they have given proof. Furthermore, they say that all the proofs given by the government, they analyzed. They said 19 hijackers, some of them, they were trained as from the plane. They went to the university and they interviewed the professors. Do you think that this person can do such an act? Impossible. The way the plane took a turn, and I have personally spoken to senior pilots who have flown big Boeings and Airbuses for several years. They said it's impossible to take such a turn. And imagine just a new person of few hundred of us takes a turn. What the experts say, it has to be a military plane. Furthermore, information given by the government, phone calls were there. Phone calls said that they said the passenger in the plane, they claimed that they were hijacked. One of the phone calls was by a flight attendant. She says that buildings, water, my God, my God. She's been flying for 12 years. Hasn't seen buildings in New York. Another person, he says, Mom, this is Mark Bingham. Mom, can you hear me? We are being hijacked. Do you believe? The question to be asked, if I'm going to speak to my mom, I will say Zakir. I'll not say I'm Zakir Naik speaking. He said I'm Mark Bingham. Mom, I'm Mark Bingham. If Mark has to speak to the mom, he will say I'm Mark. He will not say Mark Bingham. He gave systematic proofs. Do you speak to your mother telling your surname? So all the proofs, all the phones were taped down, and then he did a survey that can the mobile phone work at 32,000 feet. When a survey was done at 4,000 feet, the chances of mobile working is 0.4%. At 8,000 feet, it is 0.1%. And 32,000 feet, it is 0.006%. 0.006. There's no chance. And the documentary says that today, USA is spending millions of dollars to reach mobile at that height. In 2001, they did it. Then there are many documentaries. Then the documentary says that there are black boxes. Every plane has got 2 black boxes. And the black boxes can withstand a temperature of 3,000 degrees centigrade for several hours. And in just 1,000 or 2,000 degrees, all the black boxes have been destroyed. He goes on systematically. And immediately, after a couple of weeks, Osama bin Laden, he gives an interview on the Ummah magazine. And he says that I am a Muslim, I will not lie. According to me, killing innocent women is prohibited, it is wrong. Killing innocent children is wrong. Killing any innocent human being is wrong, and Islam condemns it. Osama bin Laden giving an interview and saying that. A couple of days back, you get a video clipping from Al Jazeera. Osama bin Laden training 9/11. Because 75 professors say it's an inside job, now they manipulate, and after 5 years they're showing on the television. Why? So here we realize everything, it was inside job. And these 75 professors, they have promised, by God, we will come to the bottom of it. Regarding the second attack at Pentagon. At Pentagon, when the airplane crashed, there was no scraping on the grass. Nothing. Only a hole in the Pentagon. And the hole was only equal to the body of the plane. And we see a crater, and they showed on the television, but when the wings went, the wings weren't seen outside, neither were the window panes damaged of the Pentagon. If a plane body goes in and the wing stays out, either the wing will remain outside or the window pane will damage. The building was intact. So how could only in the circumference of a body of a plane, how can the wings go in as well as the tail? I mean, it's fabricated. The people who said that, the plane went just 40 feet above my head. Today science tells us that if a Boeing is flying at 40 feet above your head, that car will fly away. An interview was taken of an ex-military person. He said it sounded like a missile. It had to be a missile. The missile would make that hole. And there was no debris. There was debris, only a little bit debris. There was no part of the plane found there. There was only a small engine of a fighter plane found there. Even in the other place, they only find a crater. Time doesn't permit me. The amount of ample of evidence given there, even a fool will know that this was an inside job. But it doesn't convince George Bush. And what they say, the reason is only to attack Afghanistan, Iraq, and then Iran. They're even predicting that Iran is going to be attacked. They want to have control of the oil-rich countries. So this terrorist attack is for what? One is injustice. Second is for money, is for power. And many politicians find that he's going to lose the vote, he creates a fear psychosis. Okay, you better elect me, otherwise the Muslims will get you and they elected. Same thing in Gujarat. A fear psychosis was created. If you don't elect us, the Muslims will kill you, and the government came back in power. So what we realized, that this was nothing but an inside job. And there are several tapes, several VCDs available, 9/11, loose change, then Fahrenheit, many. And if you see all this, it is a blatant, open secret that this attack on the Twin Towers was done by George Bush himself.
The last question of the day.
So my question is very much basic to you. I believe that, as you said, terrorism is a fight against injustice, right? I also believe that terrorism is somehow a fight against the government by common people. किसी इंसान के साथ अगर अन्याय होता है तभी वो जाके मजहब के नाम पे लोग इकट्ठा करता है और फिर he tries to fight against whatever has happened to him. But what I believe is एक इंसान एक normal person, if somebody हम में से अगर कोई गुजरात में होता तो शायद हम भी वही करते जो उन्होंने किया. मतलब और आप क्या कर सकते हैं? आप पुलिस पे आपको भरोसा नहीं है, जुडिशियल सिस्टम 10 साल लगा देगी, तो एक नॉर्मल इंसान के पास कौन सा ऑप्शन बचता है अगर उसके साथ कुछ बुराई हो तो? What would your advice be to a normal man like me if something like this happens to me? Brother, what should we do?
I agree with you. What you are saying is that if it happened with you or me, when we see our family members being killed in front of us, our mothers and our sisters being raped, our houses being, what will you do? And I agree that what you do the same thing. A normal human being will do that. That's normal. Unless you have so much faith in Almighty God. I do agree with you. 99% human beings, unless he's wearing bangles, otherwise, this is a normal reaction. Unless a person has faith in Almighty God. Even I would want to do the same. If I did not know my Quran, if I did not know from the Quran it is wrong. Because if I kill the innocent human being, I am behaving like the same person who's caused problem, injustice to me. Just because someone does injustice to me, it does not justify me to kill other innocent human being. Just because somebody has robbed me, I can't go and rob a third person. If I catch that person responsible and book him and punish him, that's a different case. But I cannot kill any innocent human being based on the logic of the Quran, that it prohibits you from killing any innocent human being. Because I know the Quran, I will not retaliate in that way. I will try and get evidence. I will try and convince the government. If he goes scot-free, what I say, that all those people responsible for these terrorist acts, whether done in Gujarat, in Bombay riots, whether the politicians, whether the police, whether people who have killed, whether the people who did the bomb blast, even if they go scot-free in this world, on the day of judgment, God will surely punish them. So we as Muslims believe, as it's mentioned in the Quran, in Surah Al-Imran, chapter 3, verse 185, that kullu nafsin zaikatul maut, every soul shall have a taste of death. But the final recompense on the day of judgment. Because we believe this life is a test for the hereafter, we leave it. If we cannot do something here, we leave it for Almighty God to do the justice. And inshallah, he'll be punished in the hereafter. If we catch Hitler today, what punishment can you give him? 6 million people in Syria, what punishment can you give him? You can kill him once. What about the remaining 5,999,910 people? Quran says in Surah Nisa chapter number 4 verse number 56 that those who reject our signs, we shall put them in the hellfires, and as often as the skins are roasted, we shall give them fresh skin so that they shall feel the pain. Today science tells us that there are pain receptors. So God tells that on the day of judgment, if this